Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Queen of Bows in the Hare. And she just dropped off probably about, 10, 11, 12 days ago, and now she's back. And, you've got quite the posse, working with you right now in the last 7 days. You got the Knight of Arrows, you got the King of Stones, the Knight of Bows, and now the Queen of Bows, all right? And, this Hare is really symbolic of spring and fertility. And we're in spring right now. And, when they talk about fertility, to me, that's a feminine energy. All right. And it's one about, with hares, it's going to be about birthing more hares. Right. But with this one, it just feels like there's more nurturing, energy going on. Okay. With the queens, they like to rule a castle. She knows everything that's going on, within the creativity aspect of it, the fire energy, the passion energy, right? And the Knight of Bows is sitting right here going, hey, let's move forward, But you gotta take your time, okay? And we talked about that yesterday. Now, the Hare here is a reminder of abundance, okay? That you have abundance in your life. Whether it's 2 pennies, 2 nickels, 2 dimes, 2 quarters, $2, okay? You have that abundance in your financial stuff. You also have the abundance within support within your family, your significant other, community, however you want to look at it. You have an abundance with, your position at work. Whether it's, you're sweeping floors or you're the CEO, okay? There's abundance in that. And with that abundance, it's very, you've got some stability going on, okay? You got some security, and that's still down here. The King of Stones is still down here, okay? You've got that generosity that, hey, you've got the abundance. Maybe as you're going through Starbucks, you pay it forward. And pick up somebody else's drink and, let them know. And just, do it out of an act of kindness. And, at the same time, when you're doing that, that's part of that abundance. Everything that you've worked on since we've crossed over into the Wildwood, Tarot, when you've, had that wander here probably 35, 40 days ago, you've been working on that abundance. Knowledge is abundance. Spiritual attitude is abundance. Gratefulness is an abundance, all right? This Hare, the reading points behind her are just sympathetic and understanding. She knows what you're going through, okay? She understands what you're going through, all right? She was there at one point, okay? She's going to provide guidance on your success on your journey, as do all the court cards, and the life lessons cards. The woodward just fell off, which was that inner strength. There's abundance within your inner strength. The green man is still down here with that horn of plenty, right? The mantle of kingship, the staff of power. He's still down here. You're looking at things from a different perspective, high above, ready to swoop in when you see that opportunity, okay? And this queen is saying, you know what? When you see that opportunity, move quickly. The King of Stones is saying, yes, move quickly because you will be satisfied with it. You'll have that, you have that confidence that you can move forward. And this queen is, she's right in line with that King of Stones. She's saying, you know what? We're going to be supportive with you. And, along that journey, we're going to help you move along. And if this is a person or if this is you, okay, on your journey, this is somebody that's going to be very popular. Popular in the community. Popular at work, okay? But they're going to be a dedicated person who's committed to defend or take a side. We see that with the Knight of Arrows, all right? They're very committed to taking that side. The Knight of Bows, not so much, okay? He'd rather, work behind the scenes to get support. Okay, but at the same time, the queen is looking at it going, you know what? Whether he's working behind the scenes getting support or not, whatever decision you make, we're going to support along the journey. If this is an aspect of your journey, it's going to be one with sympathy, empathy, right? There also could be some jealousy out there. So watch your coworkers, watch your significant others, watch your family, right? And if they see you taking a different path, okay, they may get jealous of that. You know, why does she get the corner office? Why does he get the better parking spot? Things of that nature. So look at that. You know, and what that does is that brings up rivalry. All right. And there's some unpredictable emotions that go along with that. If this is an event, it's going to be one where there's courteous understanding, you know, help with creative ambitions, you know, as, you know, maybe there's an event where, you know, it's an art event and you go up to the event and there's a mentor there that you wanted to meet. And they're going to be there to help with that creative passion to move it along a little bit quicker. All right. Parties, business opportunities. That's what this Queen of Bows, this Hare represents. Excuse me. So, you know, the question that she asks along your journey, okay, and there's a lot of questions down here right now. She asks, how do you influence those around you? Or where do you need to be more understanding? So as you're moving along on your journey, you've got that mantle of kingship, you got the spear. There was a little frustration going on, right? The Knight of Arrows is up there flying around, ready to pounce on things, okay? And he's looking at it going, what do you need to stand up for? So if you're influencing those around you, are you putting out something that you're standing up for? Maybe you're standing up for yourself, right? You're about ready to say no to people who are getting in your, you know, that are bringing you down. You know, when people see that, you're standing up for yourself. Wow, what's going on over there? She's standing up for herself. You know, the people are thinking about that. That's a trickle-down effect. You've now influenced others within your organization to say, you know what? I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to go with that negative attitude, right? I'm going to look for something better that's out there that serves my needs instead of me serving their needs, okay? That King of Stones, okay? How is life affecting you in its riches? Again, we talked about the riches, you know, being the generous piece of it, but there's other things that you can have riches with as well, right? In your spirit, your daily habits, meditation, right? Those people that you're influencing are seeing the difference, and they're saying, hey, what is going on? You know, within the last, you know, couple months, you know, things are, you know, you're not the same person. I've worked on my meditation practices. You know what? I'm not going to let that negative attitude get to me. And just talking with those other people, all right, because they see the difference. Now you're being the light and you're shining. And they're seeing that. You're taking a stand. You're saying, no, the hand is up. And at the same time, now you're influencing them. And they're like going, wow, maybe I need to, you know, start doing some meditation, activities. Or maybe I should find a passion in my gardening or something like that, something I really enjoy. And then the Knight of Bows is, you know, what opportunity are you seizing in this situation? Okay, if you're seizing that opportunity to take a stand, all right, and you're influencing those around you, that's a mark of a leader. That's a mark of somebody that's, you know, willing to do what needs to be done, right? Your bosses are going to see that, their bosses are going to see it, and it's all going to be positive. And it's going to be part of your journey. And when that journey starts going on and you start getting the accolades, guess what comes along with that? Security, stability, and materialism, right? So, you know, as you're moving along in this Hare atmosphere, you know, in these court card atmosphere, you know, you need to be more understanding of what's going on out there, and just know that when the opportunity arises, I'm going to strike, okay? And I'm going to be the one. When I say I, it's you. You're going to be the one on your journey that's going to reap the rewards, right? And along with that, you know, you got the generosity, but at the same time, you know, with the fox, it's like, okay, I'm seizing this opportunity. I'm moving forward because I know universe wants me to continue to grow, to understand that knowledge, to get that wisdom, right? So that's today's card of the day, the Queen of the Bows and Hare. And, you know, I really enjoy reading the court cards because that just tells me of all the different mentors that are out there, you know, of, you know, fire and creativity, of stability and you know, with the stones, right? Of the mental aspect with the arrows and the emotional aspect, you know, with the cups and the vessels. So, you know, with these 4 people, you know, and the green man still here walking your path with you, man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. All you have to do is, you know, sit back, listen to the messages, take on those aspects of what the court cards are looking at, and go for it. The universe has got your back. So that's today's card of the day, the Queen of the Bows and Hare. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and give me a thumbs up. And this is D for a Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.